Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in the previous class, like we have discussed about what are all the things we are going to cover. Okay, so in this class, so we are going to start with Python and we are going to understand what is Python, how we are going to implement it, everything. And also we are going to learn, okay, so how Python communicates, what is that and everything, how Python will internally works, what are all the things, those all we are going to learn it step by step. Okay, so let us start. So first thing, okay, so we are gonna start with Python. Okay, now this is the question which I'm asking you. So everyone knows what is Python, isn't it? Yeah, Python is, I can say, it is a programming language. Exactly. Python is a programming language. Super. Everyone guessed correct. I think so. Fine. Now, okay, bit wondered, right? So Python is a programming language. Fine. So I asked you a question. What is Python? In return, you gave me an answer. What is that answer? It's a programming language. But in this answer, I have two question marks. First one, what is language? And second one is nothing but what is programming. Okay, so this is what we need to understand. Like now these two question mark, if we clear, then everyone knows what exactly Python is. Why do we need also? That I can assure you. So let us start with these question marks. First one, let us take first question mark. So what is the first question mark we have pointed out? Language. Now what do you mean by this? Okay, so let us take one case, like assume that, okay, so this is you, fine. Now assume that you are having a girlfriend or you don't have, assume that you are having a crush. Okay, suppose if you want to tell something to a crush, okay, or if you want to express your something to a crush, directly not possible, right? So what do you want to do? Either you need to use one way to tell her, that can be any way, that can be any way. Now that ways we call it as a medium. So that mediums can be anything. It can be English, so you can tell in English, or you can tell it in WhatsApp. WhatsApp can also be a medium, isn't it? So next, okay, so now these thing I'll call them as a language. So these mediums I'm going to call them as what? Language. So how exactly these mediums are language? I can say a language is nothing but it's a medium, or I can say it's a bridge. Okay, so I can say it's a bridge between two particular persons, or two particular, every person can be called as an object. Okay, so between two objects, now that particular medium only we are going to call it as what? Language. That's all clear, right? So I can say language is nothing but it is a medium. So I can say it's a medium between two objects. That's all. So simple. Language is nothing but it's a medium between two objects. Now this is what your first question mark. Let us understand second one. Second one is nothing but programming. Okay, we'll discuss about programming, but let us discuss first program. Now program is nothing but, okay, suppose if I talk, okay, in general, if I want to tell someone to do something, okay, if I tell someone to do something, it's nothing but you are going to tell, you are going to assign a task. Okay, that thing only in computer languages we call it as a program. Telling something to do is nothing but a program. So program is nothing but, I can say, set of instructions. Program is nothing but set of instructions, okay, to do a task or to perform, I can say, set of instructions to perform a task. Now that particular thing we call it as a program. Program is nothing but in general it's a set of instructions. It's nothing but giving multiple things. Okay, that is what programming is nothing but doing. Now doing something is nothing but programming is. That's what. So I can say, see, two things are now clear. What is language and what is program? So we know that language is nothing but it's a medium between two objects. Program is nothing but set of instructions to do a task. Okay, if you know these two things, then what is the relation between Python now? Okay, so Python acts the same way. How? Let us understand. See, assume that you are having a machine. Now this machine always understands binary. What it understands? Binary. Binaries will be always in the form of ones and zeros. So whatever you are going to give to a machine always understands ones and zeros. Suppose if you tell 2 plus, okay, so assume that you are the person, you are the programmer, or assume that you are a coder or whatever it may be, you are a student or whatever. You want to tell a machine to do 2 plus 3, then machine never understand what to do it. Okay, machine never understand your instructions. Okay, now I can say, see, particular two objects. One is programmer. Now this is what object 1 and this is what object 2. But we want a common medium between them to do it. Okay, now that particular common medium we called as Python. So what is a Python? Python is a medium between your programmer and a machine. Okay, Python is a medium between programmer and what? Machine. So what Python does? Python, okay, gives programmer to do something or write some instructions. Now Python will take that instructions and it will convert in the form of binary. I can say that. So I can say Python is exactly a medium between two particular objects to do something. That is what. Okay, but it's a programming language. Yes, whatever the instruction programmer is going to give to a Python, that will be in the form of set of instructions. How programmer is going to give the instructions? In the form of set of programs or set of instructions, set of codes, I can say. Set of codes he is going to give, so that Python takes it and it converts into in the form of what? Binary. Okay, so this is what Python is. Clear? Now under the hook we are going to learn how Python works. Okay, that's what we understood. What is Python, isn't it? So Python is nothing but it's a medium or a way between two objects to perform a task, or I can say it's a programming language. Okay, so now let us understand how Python works. Okay, internally how Python is going to work. Now how Python works in the sense, now this is the programmer. If he gives the instructions, how those instructions will be passed to the machine, and machines is going to perform a task. Now this complete gap, now that gap you are going to understand step by step. Okay, so let me teach you how that works. Okay, now assume that, so this complete process, okay, or I can say Python works in two stages. First stage is nothing but coding. Second stage is nothing but execution. Clear? So Python works in two stages. First stage is nothing but coding. Second stage is nothing but execution. So what do you mean by coding and everything? Well, we'll learn now. Okay. Now, what do you mean by coding and everything? We'll learn. Now, assume that, okay, now this is one person. Now if he wants to give an instruction to the machine, now first what he wants to do it. Now what that particular person need to do? Now this particular person need to open one file. Okay, first you need to open machine. Okay, don't worry, you need to open a computer. Okay, so in that he need to create one file. Now that file he need to save that file with .py extension. Okay, now after saving this file with a .py extension, now he need to write, like once he need to open the file and he need to write Python code to it. What he need to write? Python code. Exactly. Now this complete, okay, file, we call it as a Python file. Okay, so, or I can say Python file. Python file is nothing but a file which ends with the .py extension and which contains a Python code. That file we call it as Python file. Now this complete thing, what he's doing, opening a file, saving that file with the .py and writing a code. Now that complete thing we call it as coding. What do you call it as? Coding. Coding is nothing but it's a process where programmer opens a Python file and writes a code to it. Now that complete process we call it as what? Coding. Now after coding, now this code will be written in the form of Python, so that will be in the form of English. Now whenever you take that code directly, if you pass to your machine, so machine once again never understands. So machine will never perform a task. Now what happens? What do you want to do it? Okay, so after doing this step, okay, now what you want to do is you need to send this code for execution. That is what our step 2, process 2. So what is that? Take your Python code, okay, take your Python file and give for execution. Who's going to execute this? Now this will be executed by Python virtual machine. Executed by whom? Python virtual machine. So I'm going to call it as Python virtual machine. Now what this machine does? Now it will take your code and internally it contains a compiler. Now it will be passed, your code will be passed to the compiler. Now that compiler will convert your code in the form of bytecode and it generates a new file called .pyc file. Okay, so it generates a .pyc file. Now from there, once again it gives, actually this is what Python virtual machine sits. Okay, so it gives to Python virtual machine. Now that Python virtual machine will convert, it will in the form of binary code and it passes to your machine. This is how the flow is. Okay, so I can say this Python virtual machine, that is what it includes inside this. So over like Python virtual machine also we are going to call it as interpreter. Okay, this is what it works and this is how it works. Okay, understand once again. Let me explain. See, this is you, a programmer. Whenever you want to write a code in Python, what you want to do? You need to open a file. Okay, in that file, you need to write a Python code. Then after that, after writing, if you sit silently or ideally, your code will never execute. To execute your code, what you want to do? You need to go to the stage 2. There is nothing but execution. Okay, so you should have to send your code for an execution. Now in execution, who will be taking care of execution? It will be taken care by interpreter, or I can say Python virtual machine internally. So what it does, it takes like it will take and it will pass to a compiler. Now compiler compiles your code and it generates a bytecode. Okay, so bytecode will never be machine understandable code as well as programmer understandable code. It's a mid-level language. Now what happens now? That bytecode will be stored in the form of .pyc file. Now that .pyc file will be passed to Python virtual machine. So actually this is what actual interpreter is. This is your actual interpreter. Now that code, like that machine, converts line by line your Python code in the form of binary so that your machine understands and performs a task. This is what the flow of your program is. I hope you understood. That's all guys. This is what for this video. Thank you.